General features of class Aves. The There are approximately 9,000 species of aves, and the members of class Aves are aquatic as well as terrestrial. Body organization is having a well developed organ system level of organization. Their symmetry is bilateral. They have bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, that is, three germ layers are present, namely ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. They are enterocoelomate. Morphology, if we talk about, the body is boat or spindle shaped. It is streamlined and aerodynamically suitable, and it is divisible into four parts, that is, head, neck, trunk, and tail. Integument, the skin is very dry and there's absence of sweat gland, but there is presence of oil gland, which is called a preen gland, and this preen gland is present at the base of the tail, and this preen gland helps the birds to for the dressing of the feathers and making it waterproof. Now this preen gland is absent in ostriches and parrots, so they don't have any preen gland, neither they have any sweat gland in the body. Exoskeleton is composed of scales, claws, feathers, and sheath. Endoskeleton is composed of cartilages and bones. The skull is monocondylic, that is, single occipital condyle. Heart is four chambered. Lungs are compact with air sacs. There is no urinary bladder. The absence of urinary bladder is one of the flight adaptations in birds. Excretory waste is in the form of uric acid. So these are some of the general features of class Aves in brief, very short, very brief. And now we will look into the classification of class Aves. Class Aves is divided into two subclasses, Archaeornithis and Neornithis. Archaeornithis and Neornithis. Archaeornithis are the link between reptiles and aves. Both jaws, upper and lower jaw, contained teeth in sockets. The wings are broadly flattened in Archaeornithis. The link between the reptiles and aves means, now the species, for example, let's see the reptilian characters and avian characters. The reptilian characters in Archaeornithis were that bones were solid. That is, usually birds have pneumatic bones, but they in Archaeornithis the bones are solid. The bones were solid. They had strong jaws with thecodont dentition. Right, they had a long tail with 18 to 20 free caudal vertebrae like reptilians have, and their abdominal ribs were well developed as reptiles. Okay, and there were digits. The digits were in the form of a claw, like how the reptilian claw looks like. Their feet had digits that were clawed. Now, right, what is a claw? Now, the avian features in Archaeornithis were that there were feathers present on the body, and their forelimbs were modified into wings with three digits, and those three digits were clawed, right? Like reptiles. The skull bones are fused. In other species, the skull bones is not fused, and here in Archaeornithis, they have the avian characters, that is, their skull was not fused. The upper and lower jaw were modified into beak, and there was presence of V-shaped furcula bones. So this was the characters of reptiles and aves, and that is why it is called as that the members of Archaeornithis are the link between reptiles and aves. Neornithis. Neorniths are true birds and their metacarpals are fused. They do not have any teeth in their jaws except of some few species. Like in case of Archaeornithus, we saw that the jaw contained both upper and lower jaw that contained teeth in sockets. But in Neornithis, there is absence of teeth in the jaw except of some few species. Now the sternum is well developed with keel. And what is this keel for? It is for the attachment of muscles. Pygostyle is present. Pygostyle is present in Neornithis, and whereas in Archaeornithis, the pygostyle was not present. There was no pygostyle. Neornithis have four superorders, namely Odontognathi, Impeni, Paleognathi, and Carinae. Carinae is also called Neognathi, Paleognathi, and Neognathi. So Neornithis have four superorders: Odontognathi, Impeni, Paleognathi, and Carinae, also called Neognathi. Odontognathi, the features of Odontognathi. So they are extinct toothed birds. Okay, they are extinct toothed birds, and the clavicles were not fused. Okay, clavicles, they were not fused. The sternum is without keel in Odontognathi. That is, no keel for attachment of muscles. The wings were of vestigial humerus. Impany has the order Spheniciformis. Spheniciformis, right? The impany, if we talk about the general features of impany, so they are flightless and aquatic in habitat. The birds species of impany are flightless and they have aquatic habitat. Their forelimbs are modified into paddles or flippers. They have jaws without teeth. Okay, and their feathers are small and scale like. The superorder of impany has only one order, uh, that is Spheniciformis. Spheniciformis general features, that is four limbs. Okay, the wings, they are paddle like. Okay, bones are much compressed. Okay, and also the entire body is covered with scales and feathers, scales like feathers, and each hind limb has four webbed toes. The accessory or additional air sacs are absent in the lungs. Okay, and a thick layer of subcutaneous fat is present in Spheniciformis. The bones are solid and without any air cavities. So this is some of the features of Spheniciformis. Paleognathi are walking flightless birds. They have no teeth. Their wings are highly reduced, and caudal vertebrae are absent in Paleognathi. The sternum or the breastbone is present without keel, and their hair-like feathers are present on the body. Carinati, or also called Neognati, they comprise of modern flying birds. Their teeth are absent in the upper and lower jaws. Their forelimbs are modified into well developed wings for flight. Feathers have interlocking mechanism. Okay, the sternum or the breastbone is keeled. That is, there is presence of keel. The upper and lower jaw get modified into beak, or it is called the bill. The forelimbs have jointed metacarpals, so their metacarpals are jointed. And there is pygostyle present in Neognathy or Carinati. Paleognathi is divided again into seven orders, namely Struthioneformis, Cassoariiformis, Epornithiformis, Deinor- Dinornithiformis, Apterygiformis, Reiformis, and Tinamiformis. Again, Struthioniformis, Cassoariiformis, Epornithiformis, Dinornithiformis, Apterygiformis, Reiformis, and Tinamiformis. Struthioniformis. The members of Struthioniformis are flightless. They are terrestrial birds and their sternum is without keel. Basically, the body has fewer feathers and the body size is large. Their wings are small and they're incapable of flight. The hind limb has two toes, okay, and the legs are very powerful with strong third and fourth toes. The sternum or the breastbone, I said, it is present without keel. The feathers are they are without after shafts. The neck in Struthioniformis is very long, it is flexible and it is devoid of feathers. The neck do not have any feathers. The head is small in comparison to the body, and pygostyle is absent in Struthioniformis. Okay, Cassoariiformis. The members are terrestrial and flightless. They have a unkeeled sternum. That is, sternum is without keel, as it was in Struthioniformis. They have three claws present on each hind limb. Their legs are long and well developed. The feathers are more present on the neck and body, but however, there are only a few feathers on the head region. Okay, the wings are small in Cassoariiformis. Epornithiformis. Epornithiformis are also flightless. Their sternum is short and broad and unkeeled. Okay, and their wings are vestigial and they have four toes. The legs are very powerful and each hind limb has four toes. The eggs are of large size, but the members of Epornithiformis are extinct. Dinornithiformis are also flightless and terrestrial. Okay, their sternum is also reduced and unkeeled, as in Epornithiformis, and their hind limbs are massive. Okay, their hind limbs are massive. They are insectivorous and they are now extinct birds. Their eggs were of large size and the wings were absent or disintegrated. Their feathers are barbless. Barbless. The sternum was highly reduced and without keel. Their pectoral girdle, okay, pectoral girdle is was absent, and the beaks, they were long and they were cylindrical, long and cylindrical. Their eyes were small sized in comparison to their body size. Okay, Dinornithiformis. Apterygiformis. Okay, they are also flightless. They are terrestrial. Okay, their bill or the beak, you say, is long and cylinder. Their wings are degenerated and the humerus is vestigial. Okay, their eyes is also very small. Their neck and legs are of small size. Four toes are present in the hind limb. Okay, and these are also insectivorous and nocturnal. Apterygiformis. Reihiformis, now if we talk about, they are flightless, they are terrestrial, and their sternum is unkeeled like all the other members. Their wings are less developed. They are really fast runners, and their hind limb has three toes with claws. So basically, we are looking at toes and we are looking at sternum. They are mostly flightless in Paleognathi. Most of the orders are flightless here. Most of the orders have unkeeled sternum, but the difference is in their foot and their appearance, like small leg, fast runners, long legs, long neck, hair on the neck, hair on the skull, or things like that. In Reiformis, the sternum is without keel. Okay, it is unkeeled. The head and neck, they are partly feathered. There are very few feathers present on the neck and the head region. Okay, like for example, like it's negligible. It's very few. Okay, Dynamiformis. The members are terrestrial and small in size. Okay, their sternum is keeled. That is, there's presence of keel in their sternum. The tail is either absent or very small if present. Their legs are tall and powerful with well developed musculature. Pygostyle is reduced. Okay, the degenerated pygostyle is recorded here in these birds. The wings are short and rounded in comparison to the body size, and therefore these birds are not good flyers. Okay, they're perfectly herbivorous, and that is, they eat plants and their products. They eat plants, so they are herbivorous. Now, Carineti, also called Neognathy, is divided into 22 orders. Okay, and those orders are Gaviiformis, Podicipediformis, Podicipediformis, Procellariiformis or Procellariiformis, Pele, Pelecaniformis, Pelecaniformis, Syconiformis or Syconiformis, okay, Anseriformis, Falconiformis, Galliformis, Gruiformis, Diatrimiformis, Caradriaformis, Columbiformis, Cuculiformis or Cuculliformis, Ctesiformis, Strigiformis, Capri mulgiformis, okay, Apodiformis, Coliformis, Trogoniformis, Coraciformis or Coraciiformis, Pisciformis, and Passeriformis. So the names are a bit difficult. Otherwise, it's very easy. Again, we will go through the names because if you know how to pronounce, you know how to spell. Okay, so the 22 orders are Gaviiformis, Podicipediformis, Procellariiformis, Pelecaniformis, Syconiiformis, Anseriformis, Falconiiformis, Galliformis, Gruiformis, Diatrimiformis, Caradriaformis, Caradriaformis, Columbiformis, Cuculiformis or Cuculliformis, then Ctesiformis, Strigiformis, Caprimulgiformis, Apodiformis, Coliformis, Trogoniformis, and then Coraciformis or Coraciiformis, Pisciformis, and Passeriformis. Features of Gaviformis will look. So the legs in Gaviformis members are short. Okay, the web is present in between the toes. Okay, the toes are fully webbed. Wings are weak, so they can't fly. Okay, patella is reduced. Tail has 18 to 20 stiff feathers. Okay, these birds are uh, uh, the birds are of open water. Okay, so basically they can dive into the water. So they are commonly called as divers. Okay, divers. They dive, and also the members are piscivorous. That is, they are fish eaters. Right. Gaviformis. They eat fishes from the sea. They dive into the sea and they eat fish. Gaviformis. Next is Podicipediformis. The members of Podicipediformis are freshwater. Okay, they are freshwater birds. These birds are flightless and they're also unable to walk on land. So, their tail tuft is of downy feathers. Their leg is far back on body and their feet is lobed. Okay, their toes are webbed and they act as an oar for swimming. Okay, and they build nest on lakes and they are oviparous. Okay, and that is that they lay white eggs and the white eggs are released in floating nests. Um, Tail is less developed in Podicipediformis. Next, Procellariiformis. Procellariiformis. These are again aquatic birds and they vary in size. Their wings are narrow. Okay, their wings are narrow, it is long and specialized for soaring flight. Their large, well developed nasal gland is present. Their body has compact feathers for proper insulation. Okay, their nostrils is tubular. Bill or the beak is covered by horny sheath. Okay, plumage is compact and it is oily in texture. Okay, their beaks are hook like. The tail is small sized. The females they lay one white egg in the burrow. Okay, so these are the features for Procellariiformis. Next, Pelecaniformis. Pelecaniformis members here have four toes included in foot web. The nostril is vestigial or it is absent. Okay. The members here are aquatic and they're also piscivorous in diet. That is, they also eat fish as Gaviiformis. Gaviiformis also, they are also piscivorous. Birds have long pointed beak to pick the fishes for feeding. Okay, their beaks are adapted to piscivorous diet. The wings are very long and effective for flight in Pelecaniformis. Body is highly modified for diving and fishing. They perform spectacular dives during fishing, and each hind limb of the bird has four webbed toes, right? Um, they build their nest in colonies, okay, on the rocks and trees. The eggs are unspotted and they're covered by rough chalky substance. Okay, so if you see any of this, it is the egg of Pelecaniformis species. Okay, next is Psychoniformis. They have long necked and long legged wading birds. Okay, and the neck of the birds is quite long and flexible. Okay, their legs are long, thin, flexible, and are perfect for immediate jumping. Right, the beak is quite long and pointed to pick the prey. The web is absent in the toes, so they don't have any web present on their toes, between their toes, right? They are inhabitants of marshy and wetland areas. Okay, they are found in marshy and wetland areas. Members are strong flyers. Uh, and however, some few species are famous for long migrations. Okay, like for example, the flamingos. The flamingos are they're famous for long migrations, right? The birds build their nest in colonies again, like in Paracaniformis. They also build their nest in colonies. The female bird is Quiparus and lays few spotted eggs. Okay. Next is Falcaniformis. Falcaniformis species bills are stout and hooked at the tip with soft naked skin at the base. Falcaniformis. Okay. These species are short and sharp. These species have short, sharp, and curved beak, and it is used for tearing and sharing of flesh. They have curved claws and it is powerful, but however, the webs are absent in Falcaniformis. They are powerful flyers. Okay, and the members are birds of prey. They hunt their prey during daytime. The retina of the eyes, they contain many cones. Okay, mainly it is consist of cones, and the birds build their nest on cliffs. Okay, uh, the treetops or other inaccessible places where the accessibility is very low. The female birds, they lay few spotted eggs. Okay, next is Galliformis. Now, the species are perfectly terrestrial birds. Okay, the beak of these birds is short and pointed. Okay, the head of this bird is smaller in comparison to the side or to the size of body. They are grainivorous, that is, they're grain eating birds. The legs of these birds are powerful. The claws are present in the toe. Okay, feet is usually adapted for running. They are capable of short and rapid flight. Sexual dimorphism is very common in this order due to varied color of plumage. The nest is made on ground and the eggs are spotted or maybe they are unspotted. Next is Gruiformis. Gruiformis members birds are of variable sizes, that is, maybe large, medium, and small. They are powerful or weak flyers. They can swim, run, and dive. Their legs are comparatively longer. The birds are terrestrial in habitat. The body of the bird is laterally compressed. Okay, they are omnivorous in diet and they prefer marshy areas. They mostly live in marshy areas. Simple type of nests are built by these birds, and females are oviparous and they lay eggs, and the eggs are dark and spotted. If I'm saying spotted, that means there are spots present on the eggs. Okay. Next is Diatrimiformis. Diatrimiformis. Now the species here, the members of this Diatrimiformis um, are extinct. They are extinct, and they were they were large in size, and they were also flightless. Their bill was huge. They were having four toes on each feet. Okay, and the birds had long legs, tiny wings, and large head and beaks. Okay, their bill was huge. Next is Caradriaformis. The members here in Caradriaformis are aquatic in habitat and they usually prefer seashore. And they have long beaks or bills. Beaks are also called bills, and their toes are webbed. The plumage is dense and it is firm. The birds are carnivorous, that is, they feed upon small invertebrates. The birds have long legs and three clawed digits, and the webs are also present on these three digits. Columbiformis. Columbiformis. Now, the members here are tree living birds, that is, they live on trees, and they they are granivorous and frugivorous. The wings are well developed. Okay, so they are good flyers. Beak or the bill is short and cylinder. Their skin is thick and it is soft in nature. Head, neck, and legs are smaller in comparison to the body. There is sexual dimorphism, which may be present or may not be present. There is simple type of nest built by these birds. Q. califormis. Okay, Q. califormis, they have long tail in comparison to their body size. The birds possesses broad and well developed wings, hence they are also good flyers. Their four clawed toes are present in the hind limbs, that is two anteriorly and two posteriorly. The females lay their eggs in the nests of other birds. Okay, for example, cuckoo and a koel, they are brood parasitism. It is called brood parasitism, right? Building, laying eggs in the nests of other birds. In which bird, in which bird's nest do they lay eggs? You may give the answer in the comments. Okay. Next is Psittaciformis. Okay, Psittaciformis. Now here the members, they have brilliant green or red plumage. Okay, the beak is hard and short, but the upper beak is curved to open the nuts or fruit. Okay, the upper beak is articulated with the skull. Okay, the members are frugivorous, that is, they eat fruits. The first and the fourth digit of hind limbs are backwardly articulated. Okay, the female birds, they lay eggs in the holes, and the eggs are round and white in color. The period of egg hatching is quite longer. Okay, it's about 2 to 3 months longer. Next is Strigiformis. Now, the feathers of these birds are very compact. Thus, they have a negligible noise produced during the flight. The head is large and it is narrow. It is rounded and narrow. The eyes is large and directed forwards, nocturnal. The beaks are well developed and it is curved. Mostly rod cells are present in the retina of the eye. Thus, these birds can see the objects and prey at night. Now, members are nocturnal and they are predators. The eyes are very, very large and directed forwards, and they can't be moved in the like the eyes can't move in the eye orbit. The claws are very sharp and strong. The prey is completely swallowed without any type of mastication. What is mastication? A mastication is chewing, right? Without a mastication. These birds detect their prey by sound due to specialized laterally placed ears, and their eggs are white and lowered in the holes. Now, can you give me the example of Strigiformis? One I'll give, it's owl. Now you can name any owl. Okay, I'll name little owl. Okay. Next, next is Caprimulgiformis. Caprimulgiformis members have small beak or bill. Okay, their legs are small and weak. The birds are nocturnal. Now, what is the meaning of nocturnal is that they are active during the night time. Okay, they are insectivorous, that means they eat insects. And the mustache like feathers are present on both the sides of the mouth. The females lay two molted eggs on the bare ground. Um, can you give me the example? Like, if you can write the example in the comments, and I will go through it. Capri mulgiformis, example of Capri mulgiformis. Okay. Next is Apodiformis. Apodiformis members are small sized. Okay. They're smallest birds, you can say. They have well developed long wings in comparison to their body size. Okay, these birds are excellent flyers. Okay, they have long and tubular tongue. Okay, and they build their nest in holes or on the trees, cliffs, or buildings. The females are oviparous. The eggs are white, and the young ones are helpless at the time of birth or hatching. Okay, they need their mommy. The Apodiformis species legs are very short and feet are very small. They have a weak and small bill or beaks. Okay. Next is Coliformis. Coliformis species members of Coliformis are small sized. The tail is longer in comparison to their body size. Their legs are very small with sharp and curved claw in the digits. Okay. Um, the first and the fourth toes are reversible. Okay, and they are small passer like creature. They are small passer like birds. Okay, so you can give the example of coliformis mouse bird. Okay, next is trogoniformis. Now the members of trogoniformis is having a hook-like beak. Okay, the bill is short and stout with the bristles at the base. Their plumage is brilliant green. First and second digits of the toe are backwardly directed, whereas the third and fourth digits are anteriorly directed. Okay. Next is Coraciformis. Coraciformis species have long, well developed, and very powerful beak, and it is very useful to catch the fishes. They are piscivorous. They are tropical birds and they're usually brightly colored. The birds make their nests in the holes, and the third and the fourth toes are fused at the base. Three anterior toes are fused. Okay, for example, kingfisher. Next, we have order Pisciformis. Pisciformis members, birds are highly specialized for climbing. Okay, they are good climbers. Beak is very stout and strong. Hence, they are also referred as wood boring birds. Now, you can give the example, woodpecker. Okay, the tongue is very long and protrusible. They're insectivorous. What is insectivorous? It is insect eaters. Tail feathers are pointed and support the bird to climb the tree trunk. Second and third toes are anteriorly placed, and the first and fourth digits are backwardly directed. The nest is made in the holes of a tree. Okay, they have owl like a bill. Okay, their bill is owl like. They dig for insect larvae out of the wood. Okay. Next is Anseriformis. Members of Anseriformis birds have broad spoon like or flattened beak or bill. It is covered by hard epidermis. The tongue is fleshy. The hind limbs are short and the toes are webbed and they are used for swimming. The members are highly specialized for aquatic mode of life and they build their nests on the ground. And many eggs are laid by female and the eggs are white or pale in color. Last and the least is Passeriformis. Now, Passeriformis members have um, four toes on each hind limb. Okay, the first toe is posteriorly present, and the remaining three are anteriorly placed. Okay, they are perching birds. They are perching birds. The claws of toes are very strong, and they play a role in perching mechanism. Okay, the birds they show complicated nesting behavior. The eggs are brightly colored and well marked. Okay, now the example I would give is a crow and a house sparrow. Okay, so uh, this was the last order. So this was all about Aves. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.